what your mom said to you?
Well, she
Hey,
needed to. She
yeah, she
needed to.
needed to.
That was the right move. And I
For
would do that. I would definitely do that. And that's
if it
another
was the
thing that
right move.
well, it always is, because in this book, they explain a lot of shit about how parents F their kids up royally by overprotecting them, by not allowing them to make mistakes, by doing things that you don't think are harmful, but they're super fucking harmful. Like, I mean, even getting your kid like a drink, like saying, "Hey, Payne, you want something to drink, buddy?" And he says yes, and you get it for him. Now he's 9 years old, and you say, "Hey, Payne, you want something to drink, buddy?" He says yes, and you continue to get that drink for him. That doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot. You tell him, "All right, hey, buddy, come up here. I'm going to teach you how to do this." So you can do it by yourself from now on. You can reach the drinks and open the fridge and stuff. And they might even resist because they love the luxury of being waited on like kings and queens. All kids do, regardless if they tell you or not. And they'll resist when you try to start changing stuff on them a little bit. Like what we're doing right now with Kat is we're having her do her own laundry. She's 12 years old. We have them do everything. Like I'll have Dakota check out. She's 8. I have her check out when we go to every single store. She runs the credit card. She does all of it.
Hold on a minute.
But you could do that. And every other parent does. I see them. But I tell Dakota, here's the credit card. Figure it out. If you have any questions, let me know.
No, that's so smart. And I think that's the one thing too. It's not, hey, go figure it out. What it is, go figure it out. But it's also like, if you have a question, I'm here.
I'm
like,
right here. Yeah.
And in the beginning, it's like, let's go do it. I'll be here. And then I can watch. If you have a question, then you ask. I don't need to be like, no, you're doing, because I know sometimes Jenny and I've backed off of it a lot of times. I'll be like, oh, well, and you'll grab it. And it's like, no, even if it's like the other day, he was trying to get his zipper on the coat. He's like, I got it, Dad, I got it. And he wasn't holding it right. And I could tell it wasn't going to clip because, you know, the coat was like over the zipper and he's only 4. And I let him go. And then there's this grit part where I wanted to try. And I appreciate actually how long he does try before he's like, Dad, I can do it. I'm like, you can. It's just, this one's a little tricky.
Reset. Give him a little advice.
And after a little bit, then I'll keep his hands. And then at some point, okay, you know, but sometimes he gets it. And some days I do let him struggle. But and I'll say, like, let's do it together. Let's try. And you know what? I think I'm going to bring him more because, like, I made egg cups. His favorite's egg cups. So I Ninja 12 eggs, a little bit of milk, and I put them in the tin and muffin tin. You know, and he comes up, and for the last 5 or 6 muffin tins, he cracks all the eggs into the thing.
There you go.
He cracks them and he throws them in, and he
get him involved. Yeah.
And sometimes he's like, and it's taking, and I don't even say. Sometimes I'll say,
but
hey,
think
maybe
of how many
try a little bit harder.
Some other parents would get frustrated about that shit.
They're like, just give me the egg, or they let him do. I let him do all 12 eggs, and it takes a while, but he loves it. And I'm right there with them. And then if it's wrong, then I give them an idea on technique. I'm like, you know what? The first one, maybe try to go a little bit harder. You could poke your thumb in or whatever. See, that one got shells in there. So what was, you know, but we could talk about that.
That's the right way.
So you said kids earlier, and somehow I forgot because I know Dakota and then Kat, and Kat's YouTube, but Dakota's. And so when you
both have all that stuff.
He's got 2 kids. And then I was like,
well, Kat is Rachel's daughter and Dakota is mine, but we kind of Brady bunch it.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's all because of the stuff that I've been reading, especially, you know, I did it before I read some of these books anyway, just because I knew the importance of making your kid. You don't protect your kids by preventing them from being hurt or made fun of, or you don't prevent them from putting themselves into danger. You don't protect them by preventing them, you know, from putting themselves into dangerous positions or dangerous scenarios or anything like that.
Yeah,
that's not how you protect your kids. But like, that's not how you protect them. I can't let him walk
up on the fucking, you know, on the back of the couch.
No,
when he's 3.5,
don't.
Because he's going to crack his head, and then
you have to set boundaries for sure. But what I'm saying is a little bit different.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, you protect your kids by arming them with experience and knowledge and the ability to be independent, successful, powerful, confident, and healthy. That's how you protect your kids. You don't protect them by keeping them and sheltering them from everything. And that's what a lot of parents do.
No.
And then when these kids get into college and shit, or when they get into the real world, they still expect to be waited on hand and foot. They're still they expect to be treated like they're the prince, like their mom and dad have been telling them for their entire life. They still expect all that. Their expectations are through the fucking roof because they've never been giving the opportunity to become independent, self-sufficient, their own boss, and all of that. Because if they understood what that meant, then their expectations would be in check, and they would understand, somebody else's point of view as well. They would be able to put themselves in somebody else's shoes. You can't do that if you just protect your kids and keep them safe. That's the wrong way. And there's so many helicopter parents. It's like sexy these days to be a helicopter parent. Think about what me and you did back in the day when we were growing up. Obviously we didn't have social media and some of the stuff that they have these days, or like the phone and whatever else. But I mean, you went out and you made mistakes. You effed up. You got into trouble. You felt that embarrassment and that shame. And that's what molded your decision making and you as a person going forward. If you never feel that, and your parents are always there to tell you everything's going to be okay, you're never going to grow. You're never going to emotionally grow. You have to feel that disappointment. There has to be winners and losers. You have to be on the losing team sometimes, because that's the only way you're going to work harder to be on the winning team next time. If everybody gets trophies, who the hell wants to work hard?
No, I know. No, that's interesting, dude. Solid point. And it's without somebody telling you that, without doing your own research to realize that that's what kids need, it's hard to.
You think you're doing the right thing.
You think you're doing it. And I've noticed how I'm extremely enabling. Well, I was, because I thought I was doing the right thing. And now there is to a certain degree, granted, he just turned 4. So you have to then.
It's age related.
It's age related. And so you have to, at that age, what's appropriate for that age.
Yes.
Shane sets the table, he sets the table.
Yeah, you don't take him to a gun range, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he does. He has his thing where he sets the table, and he loves to set the table, and
little stuff like that,
little stuff like that. One thing that we're kind of broke.
But that's huge.
It is huge. One thing we broke a habit of is we say grace before the meal. And he's like,
sure.
And Jenny taught him head, heart, shoulder, shoulder. So he does it head, heart, shoulder, shoulder. He's like, this is first, here's a good, and he goes real fast. I'm like,
speeds through it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jenny and I slow down, and I don't now. I just close my eyes and I don't make eye contact with him. And so we put it, and I'll hear him. He'll be, and then he'll start slowing down because we're not engaging him when he's doing it fast. And then he'll be, and then he slows down and gets in the pocket with us. You know what I mean? Because this is just a minute that we take to pause and say thank you.
But you let him figure it out.
But we let him figure it out. We didn't say not so fast. We used to say not so fast. So now we just show by example. This is how we do it. And then he
action,
not every time. But a lot of times he does. So
he's going to see you running and fall in love with running, and he's going to want to do it too. He's going to see you talking to people and trying to make a difference in their lives, and he's going to want to do that too. If he sees you drinking beers, he's going to want to do that too. If he sees you sitting on the couch watching American Idol every night when you get home from school or from work, he's going to do the same thing.
You're right.
I'm telling you, it's that easy. It's that basic. It's that simple, bro. I mean, that's all you got to know. Is whatever you do, your kids will see, and they will emulate in some fashion, and then their kids will do the same thing. So I always tell Dakota, I'm like, look, I'm going to tell you the truth about everything. I won't lie to you, because if I lie to you and you find out, that's going to damage our trust, and that's what our relationship is based on. So I'm going to tell you some shit that's scary, and that's probably not that age appropriate for you, but only in context. I'm not going to just bring it up to scare the shit out of you and instill fear. But if something happens, like you're getting bullied at school, or, I'll explain to you, hey, the reason why you're getting bullied is because this person is probably dealing with something that is very, very difficult for them to comprehend. They might have problems at home. They might have problems with a sibling. They might have problems just themselves, and they're just not figuring it out, and they're depressed or sad, and they're taking it out on you. So you have to understand these types of things. It's not as simple as just getting the bully in trouble with the teacher. This person is dealing with something that we might not even know about. Yeah. So the first thing I need you to do is just give them room. I'm like, you don't have to engage with the bully. And if the bully wants to engage with you, remove yourself from the situation as much as you can. I'm like, try to do some little things rather than engaging with this bully. Then you both run and tell, the teacher that you guys are, fighting with each other, and then it just persists the next day at recess. You have to outthink your problems. You have to outsmart these issues. And I know you're 8 and you don't have enough experience to figure some of this stuff out, but I need you to try. And you're going to make mistakes, and mistakes are the best thing you can have happen, because that's when you learn the most. If shit just works out for you all the time, you're going to think that you're perfect, and you're going to think you're going to get narcissistic. So you need to literally make mistakes, and you have to learn from them. It doesn't do you any good if you make them and don't learn. And I see you do both. You'll learn sometimes, and sometimes you'll repeat those mistakes. But what I need you to do is remember that learning from your mistakes is the most important thing you can do in this world, Dakota. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, and make yourself uncomfortable sometimes. Do some things that challenge you that you're not good at, because you might find a diamond in the rough. You might find something that you are extremely good at. I'm like, be patient. I'm like, a lot of times what you don't understand is, I told her this today. She's like, why does mom always tell me, come on, Dakota, we got to go to school. Come on, Dakota, we got to go to dance. Come on, Dakota, we got to get this done. Come on, Dakota, I got to do this. I'm like, here's why that happens, Dakota. It's because when you're a little kid, time works different than when you're an adult.
Oh,
I'm like, when you're an adult, time goes by so fast. I'm like, it goes by so fast. You're constantly going from one thing to the next, constantly. And you have a schedule, and it has to be on point because you have to be at A, B, and C at certain times, and shit is just moving fast. I'm like, when you're a kid, a day feels like a week. I'm like, it feels like you have so much time, and you're looking at your parent going, why are you in such a rush? But if you understood that time doesn't work the same for adults as it does for kids, then you would understand why parents and why teachers and why adults act the way they do. That's why. And she's like, but that doesn't necessarily answer my question. Yeah. And I go, I'm not trying to answer your question. I'm giving you the why. That will allow you to answer your own question once you realize what I just said. And I'll repeat it, and I'll say it again to you at the appropriate time, but you'll learn it, and eventually your unconscious will start to pull this out in times of need, and you'll remember this, which will reduce your anxiety. It'll reduce your level of like panic, and you'll understand. Rather than having an answer. An answer doesn't do you any good. Understanding is what you want. Answers are like 2 + 2 = 4. I want to understand. I want her to understand. That's the true power.
Yeah, I do the same. I mean, she's so lucky to have you. You know what I mean? You're so lucky that she, I think when the child asks the question, maybe they're ready for whatever that answer is going to be, or whatever the advice
they always are. It's just
a
matter of the parent being willing to take the time to explain and have them understand. A lot of parents would be like, that's just because she's crazy. Your mom's crazy. That's why I left her ass. Or like some people would
say that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like some people would be like, that's because because you're too slow. You should get shit done faster. And none of that helps. None of that does a thing except for confuse the shit out of your kid even more.
Yeah, because they take it literally and they don't even understand what you're saying, because that's what they know. Like everything is.
That's all they know.
Dude, that's so good, man. Like the time doesn't work the same for adults as it does for kids. It's so true.
And it's so true, right?
It's so true. Yeah, because remember how long like summer break was, or just how long a year took.
Exactly.
And now like years are just clicking off.
Like months.
I mean, I have a calendar at work, and I like to just take the black Sharpie, and I just tick every day off. It's magnet right up above the cabinets at my desk, and I just tick. It's something I just enjoy doing. And I was looking, at towards the end of last year, whatever it was, and I was just like, oh my God, this is just flying,
flying,
crazy. Let's see. I don't know how much time we have on the recording, because it's like a 2-hour recording, and I can't remember what
limit.
So I just want to keep, because it'll shut it off.
Yeah, we're getting down there. Yeah, we're getting down there.
For 2
but
hours.
That's all right. Yeah, that's okay, man. We've been. This has been a kick-ass episode.
Oh no, dude, this is really good. I just want to get to where the rest of it. So we said rules. We did health. Yeah. I mean, regardless, I think we have a lot of really good stuff going on here. I do want to touch on the rules that you gave me. So
did you find some of that stuff?
No, but I remember some of them, and the big one was journal.
Yeah.
And,
touch on. Oh yeah, I seen you doing the self journal.
So because I only the first time I touched it, I didn't really get through that far. But
right.
I texted you and I don't think you saw it the other day. But I put
Tony Jones.
Yeah, I was like, well, that was his errand. But
That's
yeah,
that's the night one. Mine was the day. It was the morning. Yeah.
This morning, I'm grateful, and I said, not letting myself quit that run. Tony Jones and my family.
Yeah, and it's like, that easy, man.
No, man.
And, you don't have to get crafty with it.
I was just telling Jenny about that. I was like, look, you start, and maybe every day for a month. Maybe every day for your first month, you're just thankful for your family. You're just thankful for your family. You're just thankful for your family. And then next one day, you're thankful for something else.
All right, I'll show you mine.
Don't have to judge it. You son of a buck. But you know what I'm saying?
Mine's backwards. It says technology is something. Mine's a little different. I'm doing this one until I finish it because it's called the Sunrise Manifesto.
Yeah, I've seen that one out there.
Yeah. So this it's a gratitude journal too. So the first one says something that I earned or was given, and I said technology, and then a person or relationship is number 2, and that's Joe Pilka. And then check this out, something simple. Look at number 3, no booze.
Yeah, buddy. And I'm telling you, like, I think it's reciprocal. I think it's funny that you told me this. You said sometimes you'll write, my family.
Yeah.
And one day that'll change, but it's so many times I sit down, I'm like, what am I grateful for? And things will pop in my head and I'll be like, no, write it down. Like, why do you have to judge like how much weight it has to have? Nobody's reading it.
Yeah, you're not picking the top 3 every single time. Otherwise it would be my family, my health, and my
job, whatever it is,
job. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. That would be the top 3 every single time. But that does no good.
No, you can't. You have to also celebrate like that. I didn't stop running today.
Yes, I love that one. That's perfect.
I got the catheter out of my penis hole. Like,
yes,
awesome.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And
this is definitely not for kids, but
it's all good. You were completely scientific with that description.
Hey, you knew what I was talking about, right?
Yeah, but like, honestly, it's the same thing, dude. And I do the same thing. Like I tell you here, like, something I was earned or given, opportunity, a person or relationship, my family, all of them.
Yeah.
Here, something I was earned or given, my health, a person or relationship, Dakota, something simple, fire, because we did like the fire pit that night.
Nice, dude.
But it also says, what was something from yesterday that makes you smile when you think about it? And I put Dakota loving it, because she was giggling and loving it. That just, like, here's Rachel's health. Something simple, good health. Something I was earned or given, the piano. Just crazy. I could have made yesterday better by staying calm.
Nice, dude.
Just all that shit.
Interesting. So, I'm going to let this one go because that's going to go down a rabbit hole we don't need to. But, okay, we talked about rules. The one thing I'm really excited for is my Q1 card review. You said one of my rules was we said every quarter we're take them out. You said look at them, rearrange them.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for that. I have. Look, here's the note cards just from the show. I have at least 4 front and back, and I have a whole stack right here. Note cards, by the way, are my favorite because
that's what you were saying.
This is how much room you have, and if you want to flip it over, great.
It's like Twitter, baby.
You can't overdo it. This just says content plan. You can't overdo it, so you can't put too much on one card, and so it keeps you legit.
So now you're thinking about it a little bit more, and you're
really
you're dissecting it a a little bit more. I love it.
And it gives you the opportunity to throw them out if you want to, or take a picture of them and then throw them out. Because when I open up my desk drawer and you're just like, oh my God, here's this stack of cards like I need to go through every time. You open up my desk drawer and I'm like, it's a negative, and I have to get past that, And I did that with the garage finally. And now when I open up the garage, I'm like, oh, the garage looks great. Well, for the last 4 years, every time I open it,
we're talking about it all the time.
And I got it. I fixed it. So it's like another win. I feel good.
Action. It's all action though, baby.
So, okay. I know we wanted to say, what is hard for you? And we could say now, or we could say in life.
And
I
love that question.
Only going to jump in and say this quickly was that on the 2nd, because here's my theory. On January 1st, my theory is if you're going to do a New Year's resolution, just on the first day, fuck it up. On the first day of the year when you say, I'm not going to drink anymore, drink on January 1st.
I like it.
And then you don't have to worry about when your cheat day is going to be because you just had it. You don't have to worry about being perfect because you're not perfect.
You just messed up. Yep.
You just messed it up. And that's okay. So now you know you're not perfect, but also you know that now we're good. I got that out of my system. And so on January 1st, we smoked a bunch of pot. And then I stopped, and it's been 8 days. And for the first 3 days, I really wanted some more. And now I'm so happy that I don't anymore because I'm actually getting more done. My energy is amazing. I would not be as cognitively as I am right now.
Yeah, right.
And I realized that I enjoyed it. And I think, and I knew this towards the end of the year, that for those last like 4 months of the year at night when I would use it, it served a purpose because I was in creative mode, but now it's gone and I'm so happy. And that was hard for me.
It's weird, right?
The other thing that's hard, I'm going to parlay it hard for me is just getting sometimes the easiest thing done. For me, I wanted to write on the calendar what every day of No Booze 30 was, but it took me weeks just to pull up the manual, scroll through each day, and write it down.
Yeah, it seems like a simple thing. So you tell me. Be honest with me, though.
I think this is why. Hold on.
I do that all the time on the podcast.
I think because
I have to cut it out.
I think it was because it was so easy of a task that I figured I had to do it later.
Yes. You could always put it on the back burner. Sure.
Because it's a back burner, not a big deal. What am I even doing? But I wanted to.
I guarantee that was it.
I needed to see like the 30-foot view to see if the days made sense, and I know that. So we just closed the private group until the 1st of February. We're not going to let there are 2 more people clicked in. That are about to start day 1 tomorrow.
Okay.
That I just saw. So we're gonna, but we shut it now, and we said, please sign up, whatever. But it's not going to start till February 1st, and I'm going to rearrange some of the days. And maybe you and I can talk about something like that when you go through.
Yeah, I'm going through it step by step for you too, just so I can give you perfect feedback.
I am so just. I can't believe how happy I am that you're doing that. And not that I wouldn't think that you did, but you're doing it, and that's just awesome. You know what I mean?
The only thing I can't do is that Facebook thing because I swore off Facebook.
I'm glad.
But I'll still check it out.
Well, then I would like a suggestion maybe later, like how to do that for people that aren't doing Facebook, because the Facebook group is maybe Slack or something, but the Facebook group is powerful. Like,
no, I think you're right, and I think the Facebook group function is probably the coolest feature of Facebook, and that does serve a purpose. But it was like, I have a thing, on my phone where you can see how much screen time and stuff that you use, right?
Yeah.
And ever since I stopped using Facebook, my screen time has been like, it's dropped by like almost 2 freaking hours, dude. It's out of control.
See, where we see that
at? On mine, it's just it's one of the widgets.
Oh,
yeah, you can just search that shit. But you could see like social networking, entertainment, productivity. It gives you like a whole breakdown of stuff. And like at no point have I used social media or entertainment for more than 10 minutes at a time. Like before it would probably have been like an hour here and an hour there or something like that. Just me randomly fucking doing nothing. It's just like I have so much more that I could be doing with this time. Even if it is watching like Netflix documentaries or something like that, or playing the piano, or even just cleaning, or just there's so much shit you can do with that time, and people are always bitching about time and stuff like that, and that's been a huge topic of mine, like I was just telling you too. But yeah, I mean, just taking that time back, and you mentioned it in No Booze 30 as well, that you can take all that time back too. Yeah, so I've got all this time now.
Think about how much time you spend how much longer a bathroom break takes because of social media.
Social media, right.
Like you could be in and out of the bathroom, but no, bathroom is at least like 10 minutes now because you're sitting in there, you're going to get caught up, you get caught up. Maybe you send a message.
And then you get sucked in.
Then you get out.
Sometimes my legs would go fucking numb because I'd be sitting on the toilet for so long. I'm not joking. I
know. I'm with you. And sometimes it's like, it's nice actually to have a break, but there's other things you can do. Like you could be sending a message to somebody. You could be catching up on email or whatever you need to do. Fair enough. But you don't need to be in that, rabbit hole. But anyway, so yeah, that's been hard.
But other than that, I'm going to do everything tasks. No booze exactly on point.
Yeah, dude, you're a fucking stud, man. And I'm excited to hear, how that goes for you. Not so much the no booze thing, but do you have What are you doing as a P goal, as a progress goal?
Oh, okay. Hang on. I got it in here.
Because that should be like, I think that's day 6.
Yeah, hang on. Where was it?
Because that's after we get through like the week.
Sugar was 5.
Because after you get through the week,
yeah, here it is,
and it gets easier. I wanted to give people something that they could make progress on, but they didn't have to complete. Oh, I got my
whoa, nice catch.
My Christmas pants on.
No, I seen it in the reflection. I was laughing because I was like, "What the hell's he wearing? Are those Zubaz?"
Zubaz.
Are those Bear Zubaz?
Bear Zubaz. That's like something Boginski would totally wear.
Right, for sure. I love how you mentioned them in here too. That was hysterical.
I had to.
Yeah, for sure. Mine was just health, of course, because of what I was coming out of.
Oh, yeah.
So my P goal was health.
Yeah.
And then I also put music and info, and then I had 3 of them. And info meaning like kind of what I was doing with all the psychology shit, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And learning about all that type of stuff. But I kind of picked health. And then what I said too was, okay, get under 210 pounds.
Okay.
So you said name your top 3 long-term P goals. Mine was 210 pounds, read more, and the piano. Obviously all those And I'll get back to the reading thing in a second. Choose one to work on for the next 3 weeks. That's what I picked. Health. How many days in total will you work over this next 3 weeks? I said 18 days.
Nice.
And that was like going to the gym. But obviously every single day I'm going to concentrate on eating right, all that jazz, drinking right, all that. What will you do each day? Work out, stretch, and eat. Just like I said. How will you measure progress and goal? Weight, look, and feel.
Nice.
What will be your reward when you achieve your goal? I put more work.
You are too real.
Yeah. Because if you say anything else, it's just a lie. You just got to keep working.
But you do have to reward yourself, or it's not fair.
I agree. But
not that fair is the right way, but it's not. Otherwise, it's not. You know what I mean? Like if you don't give yourself the reward, whatever, it doesn't have to. Whatever, isn't it? Isn't like?
Well, I keep
hearing.
Right. So, for example, I said no work because at the point when I was doing some of this stuff, I was just happy to be, back at the gym.
Yeah.
And to me, the reward was being able to keep working, because when you think about it, if your health goes to shit tomorrow and I can't keep working, not work, I'm talking like work meaning like this, like working out, like doing my piano, doing the podcast. When I can't do my passion projects because of a health issue, there's no better reward than the ability for me to keep my body in a shape or in a condition where I can continue to be the best father I can be, to walk my dog around the block, to play the piano, to do the podcast, to be a friend to you and to talk online here like this, whatever, help around the house with dishes and shit like that, Like that was one of the things that was killing me is like I told you before is like I try to do everything. I vacuum, I do the dishes, I do the laundry, I do the garbage, I do the wash all the windows, I water all the plants, I do every fucking thing. Remember, because I told you I just want to take all that stress out of the situation by just taking it all on myself. And I've come to love it like it's a habit, like getting up early, like brushing your teeth, like taking a shower. Now it's just a habit. It doesn't even bother me. But the only time it bothered me was when I couldn't do it. So like when I had the catheter and I'm stuck in this bed on the couch actually, and I couldn't even do the dishes because I felt like such shit, like that depressed me more than having to do the dishes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so work is my reward, baby.
I like that, Tony, a lot, man. That's really good. You know what is, I think doing the dishes is just is the same analogy as make your bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have dishes in the sink right now, and I will not go to bed tonight until the dishes are done because I know it'll make me happy. It'll make her happy. And the fact that that's like making the bed when you get up,
Yep.
Like you talked about that like on one of your podcasts. You're like, make the bed because that's the win. You know what I mean? So what is hard for you?
Take you up right now and show you my bed. Hard for me, like I said. So
because we talk about what one or whatever is hard. Like
for sure. This is an easy one for me too. No, this is a big one. So after reading 12 Rules for Life, after reading the Carl Jung book, after doing some more homework on like Freud and Nietzsche and a bunch of those types of thinkers, what I've come to realize is that emotionally, I'm probably about 9 years old. Physically, I'm 42, almost 43. But I have so much emotional and spiritual and like internal growing to do. And I'm so behind and there's such a deficit that I almost feel embarrassed. And the only way that you can actually start that process is by the realization that you're emotionally immature big time, you know? And I might be a little bit off, but I'm giving it worst case scenario by saying like, when I'm stressed to the point to where I lose my cool or whatever you want to call that, or I have anxiety to the point to where I lose my cool, I turn into an emotional 9-year-old boy, you know, and I can't control my, you know, my anger or my feelings. I don't beat people up or anything like that anymore. It's just the frustration gets the better of me, and I'm not thinking clear is more of what I'm saying. I'm not angry and slapping people fucking around. Yeah, I get condescending. I get fucking, you know, evil with my words and my tone, and I retract and I pull away from people and the positive things that I should be focusing on. And now, you know, I can catch myself quicker when it happens. But the biggest struggle for me was the realization that I have so much fucking work to do when I thought I was so far along. You know what I mean? But when I got that reality bomb, all I said to myself was, at least you know now. So now you can work on it from this point forward.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do about the past, bro. But now all you got to do is you got to work on this going forward. And what did you just say? It's so hard. That's why that's the hardest thing for me.
Well, it's so hard to be able to
exactly
understand that point and be like, oh my gosh, I thought I was, you know, my podcast the other morning was, I'm so mad because I was pissed off them in the morning that I had to take Payne to school when Jenny was at home, and then on the show, I realized I could have left 10 minutes earlier. I could have got Payne out of the house 10 minutes earlier.
So whose fault was it?
It was my fault. And I realized it on the show. And then I came to the realization and I said it. And I was like, you know what? That show's therapy for me. And and I right on the show, I realized as I was so mad, I realized it was my own fault.
Exactly, man. And I tell this to everybody. Every single one of those things. I don't give a shit what you want to, excuses and bullshit you want to tie to it. Until you realize that it was your own doing, it'll never go away. You have to realize that every fucking thing, every possible thing that's ever happened to you is, this is a bad way to say it. It's your fault. That sounds bad, but it's your doing. You put yourself in that position. Even if somebody shoots you because you're at a nightclub and you're just trying to have a good time, you're there. You put yourself in that position, regardless if you thought it was good or bad or something good or bad was going to happen. Everything, I don't care how you want to spin it in your head, everything that happens to you is because you made it happen to you.
Dude, that's going to be my post. I've been using LinkedIn a lot. You on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
I've been
but I don't mess with it that much.
Well, it's the corporate Facebook.
Right.
So, you know,
that's
I've
what
said
I
before,
use it as.
It's the only thing that you can that we can't go on Facebook at work unless you're on your phone, but you can go on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is that social media for people that are at their desks all day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been ever since like the first of the year, every morning, my podcast, when it through Anchor, the RSS feed posts through there. And I'm posting almost all of my content now to LinkedIn as well. And I'm doing my top 10 things that make me happy at work. And today I did number 5. Tomorrow, tomorrow's, or not tomorrow, but one of my posts is going to be, it's your fault. If you're late to your job, the money you make. It's
not the dude in front of you that was too slow.
The thing
that's not your boss, not giving you the big raise. Yep. It's none of that. That's what you project outwardly in order to prevent yourself from feeling that pain and from taking that responsibility, because you've always been told throughout your life, you know, hey man, it wasn't your fault. Life's not fair sometimes. None of that matters.
Yeah.
None of that fucking matters.
Yeah.
What matters is that you need to take accountability for that, because the minute you do, you'll start to catch yourself quicker, and you'll catch yourself being unreasonable about your time frames because you had to drop off your kid, you had to do something for the wife, and you still had to get to work on time. And now you're pissed because you feel like you're not in control. You're never fucking in control. But this is kind of weird. You're not in control, but everything you do is your fault. That's going to be a hard one for you to wrap your head around. Think about that for a while.
That's good, man. That's good.
But you're not in control. But because everyone wants control, and that's where you get into that problem. You wanted to control when Payne got to school. You wanted to control whatever you had to do prior to work. You wanted to control what time you got to work, what you do at work. You wanted, and somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, Joel, I got this special project I need you to do, man." And it throws off your whole fucking game plan because you had an idea of what you wanted to get done at work today, but now somebody's telling you what to do. Well, that's not the case.
Yeah, and here's the
just
simple
that you
thing
don't control anything.
And this, yeah, you're right. You know what? And it was a pause for a minute, but then if you think you can eat right, you can do all the things, you can exercise, you can still have a heart attack, you can still get cancer, you can still whatever, and it's like you're not in control. And there can be freedom in that, right? It's like believing in God. It's saying I will give it to God because it's giving me a way to say He's got it. I'm going to let go of this and just know
that's
that there's
exactly what
somewhere,
it is.
You know what I mean? Which is healthy. So if people don't want to believe in whatever God, that's fine, but believe in something that gives you a way, not a way out, but a way to let go of the control part of it.
Yes. Just for that realization.
Good, dude. Hold on a minute.
Yeah. No worries, man.
That's good.
But that's the kind of stuff that's been going through my head from reading all those books. That's what's now difficult for me, is figuring out that there's a huge fucking world and all of this information that I was oblivious to and blind to that I could have used for so long to help me through my journey of life. I'm grateful that I found it now, but I mean, once you realize that, and once you realize that I've been lifting nothing but like 2-pound dumbbells my entire life, and somebody drops a 70-pound kettlebell in front of you and you're like, how am I supposed to lift that? And it's like, with practice, just like anything else. So you keep reading, you keep thinking, you keep trying to comprehend these ideas, you keep talking to people like you keep posting podcasts and posting on social media, you keep helping people, you talk to other people and explain that shit to them too. And eventually one day, that 70-pound kettlebell becomes like those 2-pound dumbbells. Then you can increase the weight and you can get smarter, you can get more intel, you can see a bigger picture. And then things start to get even more calm and they slow down in your mind and in your life because now you have all this information at your disposal. You have all of this knowledge and wisdom at your disposal. Nothing can faze you. Like you're like, no, I understand where you're coming from and why you're saying that. And, honestly, I can't fault you for saying that. But I wish that you would just look at it in this light or something like that. Maybe here's a book you could read or something. Instead of telling, I'll tell you what the fuck, the answer is. I'll tell you what's up. And then you get into this argument with them. You can navigate that shit way better, once you get that knowledge.
Right. I'll tell you what, you're right. Yeah, I thought this just this whatever it was about the knowledge piece.
You talk about keeping your kid off the couch, man. What's going on back there?
He could see you up on the desk. He goes, you talking about keeping your kid off the couch? What's she doing? She's sneaking around. Printing.
Sorry.
I saw the printer just kicked on. My thought is this. So it's like knowledge is truly power. If you did nothing for this next year, but read, let's say 1 book a week, let's say 2 books a month. Every 2 weeks, you read a book and you did, you did nothing else. At the end of the year, you could turn that into something. You could just talk about it. But now when people come up to you and when something happens at work and somebody maybe who's a senior vice president says something and all of a sudden you have something thoughtful to say because you read a book on leadership or you read a book on empathy, on emotional intelligence.
For sure.
All of a sudden, like you have an opinion about something that,
a really good one.
That's a thoughtful opinion that you've taken time. So it's like,
you'll turn heads in that room, dude. People will be like, huh?
People will be like, oh, that guy's got a head on his shoulders. The reason you and I even have so much to talk about is because we like to talk and we like to help, but it's because we keep learning. We're sages and we keep trying to learn.
I love it.
I think everybody is at some point, and it's just like, if you don't know what to do, but you want to do something, just start reading or start going down a healthy YouTube rabbit hole.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't want to read about emotional intelligence, then go watch the top 10 most viewed YouTube videos on your big YouTube.
Tie it together with something you love. Like watch the psychoanalysis of Disney movies like I did.
Oh, yeah, man. That one got you going down that whole Peter Pan thing, got you hard. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Now I need to do that. Yeah.
Watch something and tie it together with something that you want to do and that you love. Like you could tie running into, like I said, like YouTube, because you're getting back into running, but you can go on YouTube and learn how to run. Like you were saying.
I'm actually going to, because I don't know how to run. I just learned how to swim on YouTube.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. And it's all action based, and just tie something that you know into something that you want to do. Like I want to learn how to play piano. First thing I did was, I went online and tried to amass knowledge. I mean, you can, and the thing that I knew was how to get online and amass knowledge. I didn't know anything about the piano, so you just tie them together. And it could be something like you said, a book and some sort of thought process. You tie them together, you're good to go. It's that easy.
You're right.
So you're not doing something totally new. You're tying something you already have a huge passion and knowledge about with something new.
And that's what keeps the motivation. What keeps the consistency is that you have to have the passion to that thing.
For sure.
I'm going to this my new hat here. This is from my buddy's company called Big Buck Down, and he's got an outfitter in Iowa, the best like trophy buck hunting in the country. Number one county is this guy. And they got a place out there, and I just had to throw that out there. So if you're looking for
shout out to
Big Buck Down.
Big Buck Down, yeah, for sure. They got social media and all that jazz?
Yeah, they got all that stuff. Check it out. And he's been so good with his social media. Like he threw out this one post that was like, hey, if you don't like and share, it was almost like a chain letter. If you don't like and share this, you're not going to get a big buck this year or something like that. And it went like viral. He's like, dude, I got thousands of, and I'm so proud of him, man.
Yeah, retweets.
This is my buddy I met out here who really pushes me. He played hockey D1 at Ohio State. I mentioned him a lot on my show, and you'll meet him for sure. What I wanted to say to you about the whole emotional thing, you said, like your 9-year-old kid, and maybe whatever that is. I think that I'm a super emotional person and really in tune with that. And I think that the more we spend physical time together, that maybe I can help you expand that part. Not that we talk about it, but just the way that we interact, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. You already do it without you even knowing, and I wouldn't have got to this point if it wasn't for somebody like yourself, like I said, where you can have just conversation where we're not just talking about how shitty the Bears were.
The Bears.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. That's normally what I talk to about everybody in small talk and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, I was an athlete, but I'd rather talk about this fucking Carl Jung book that I'm reading right now. I don't care about the Cubs right now.
Two things. Will you send me that book when you're done?
Yeah, for sure, dude. I'll just send it over.
And so I need to settle up our bet.
Oh,
$25 gift card I owe you to Amazon. And what was the second bet with the 20 pages a day? Because you crushed. By the way, I did finish the book before the end of the year, and I was going to text you that I finished the book, and I figured we'd talk, but it took me a lot longer. But I almost kind of skipped out of it, tried speed reading it, and I was like, dude, don't. I go, Tony's not going to care.
Don't rush the process,
do
baby.
this the right way.
Yeah,
and I was like, just get it done. So I know we had a $25 gift card on the challenge, but then we had a 20-day thing. Well, I don't remember what our second part was. Did we ever lay like a prize on that second part? Was it written?
Well, let's just stick to the $25 thing. But let me think about that, because I think I have an idea on how to settle that up with the same kind of constraints, but not where we're just passing off gift cards or some shit.
Yeah.
Let me think about it for a second. I think I got something.
Well, I want to throw down the next challenge. And I mean, I don't know if you threw the reading challenge out or I did, but
I did. You wanted a challenge. I said, let's do a reading one. And just to expand on that really quick, because of that challenge, I got through this Man and His Symbols. Actually I have one more day left because I'm still doing 20 pages a day. That's how I got through this. But I'm just not tracking it on your tracker anymore. I made my own tracker.
You didn't know that you were doing that. Yeah. You were still doing 20 pages a day.
Yep. So I got all the way to I'm on page 360 right now. There's 387 pages left, or 387 total pages in this book. But it worked like a charm. Like I said, it got me into the habit. So now I do it every day, no matter what,
Done.
even if it's like at 11 o'clock or something. Dude, it's so awesome. I love it. I'm so pumped that I did it.
What is your but did you read Maps of Meaning before this?
No. I just remember I was trying to wait because we were going to do Maps of Meaning maybe together.
Yeah, but
I was like,
I read it.
No, I just jumped into this because I wanted a carryover while I was waiting for you to finish that so that we could figure out the next challenge or whatever we were going to do,
Well, I'm going to order Maps of Meaning tonight, and then I'll be ready for when you're done with Young, which is going to be in 2 days.
Tomorrow I'll be done with it. Yeah, Thursday was my last day of Maps of Meaning, or Man and His Symbols.
All right, I'm literally going to order it when we get off the thing, and so hopefully I can.
Yeah, and I'll send you this too, and then I'll keep pounding books your way, bro. I got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to burn through, and I'll just
send you something. What if I don't know if I sent you that Agassi biography, if you would take autobiography, if you would read it, because I know you would love it, but I don't know. And here, actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to send it to you anyway.
Sure.
And you read it whenever you read it.
Yep.
Because my buddy's sent me some books, and it's like when you send somebody a book, they'll read it when it's time for them to read it. Not,
yes.
It's not like you check in with somebody. Did you read that book yet? It's like,
no, I agree.
Some girl gave me a book recently, and she goes, can you read it in 2 weeks before we meet? I said, no. I said, I'm in a reading challenge with my buddy, and that takes precedence first. So when I'm done with that, I may be able to, but I'll get back to you. And she's like, all right, I respect that. And I was like, that's cool.
You told her the truth. That's what I'm saying, man.
You know what I mean?
That's just true. You could have told her, yeah, no problem, just to avoid any type of unnecessary potential conflict.
Yeah,
but then you would have set yourself up for disappointment and her for getting pissed off, and now she doesn't trust you worth a shit or whatever.
Trust me, I'm gonna let myself down.
Yeah, you'll feel like shit. You'll be embarrassed. All that stuff.
You said recess earlier, and I just want to drop a note and say I think we need to bring recess back into the workplace. I think it should be recess, man. Dude. And I try to write like a whatever and
what it would make what it would
recharge,
stand for.
Engage, connect, exercise, stretch.
Love that.
I couldn't think of the last one. Recharge, engage with. So you recharge, you engage with people, you connect, or you engage your body. You connect with people, exercise, stretch, and something. They're kind of generic, but we can come up with something. But recess, dude.
I like that already. That's pretty good. But I agree, and I always tell this to everybody too. Is every day I'll go out and I'll take the dog for a walk around like 1 o'clock, 1:30, and I'll take him around the block just because if I don't, and I have the luxury of this because I work from home, but even if you do it at work and you just walk somewhere outside, the reason why I did this is because I found out that like Albert Einstein and like Monet and like all these fucking great thinkers and great artists and great people, creative people throughout time, would go on these crazy ass brisk walks through the city where they lived whenever they had like, creative block or they couldn't sit down and focus, and it's just like take care of the meat suit real quick, and the meat suit will calm down so that you can focus on what you need to. And I can totally see the difference when I don't do that because it'll be too cold or something, and I don't want to subject the dog to that. And I don't have necessarily enough time to go to the gym and come back in the middle of the day. And if I don't do it, I'll notice, and I think that's super important. Recess, baby.
You've been talking about walks since we've started talking, back, I don't even know how long it's been.
Yeah. Probably at least a year now.
I'm going to put all these notes. You said flesh maintenance earlier, which I thought was the coolest. So you're like flesh maintenance. And I was like, dude, I've never heard that. Like meat suit,
flesh maintenance, all that shit. Yeah.
I'm going to text or I'm going to, I'll just email you my notes that I wrote down because we can just put them in the show notes. And I don't know why I'm saying I'm emailing to you like you're doing it or whatever, but
I'll do whatever, man.
At least we'll have it somewhere, or we should at least start like a running document.
Love it.
I wanted to say one other thing. I sent you a calendar appointment reminder now. I know this is Wednesday, but for Monday night, it's a reoccurring till the end of the year, every Monday. Now, whether or not that could be a goal for us, and obviously we won't be able to make every Monday.
Exactly.
And I put it.
And that's okay too.
I can't remember what time I put it down for, but at least it's on the calendar. And I invited you, and I invited Jenny too, because she needs to know what my calendar is.
Yeah, I do the same thing with Rach too, man.
And I thought I had something else I wanted to tell you, dude. Oh, the running method, but
yeah,
no worries. I don't know.
I'll find out that running method too, and I'll text you right after this.
Okay.
And then we'll put that in the show notes as well. And then, like I said, if you want me to upload this bad boy, what I usually do before I upload, I'll listen to the whole thing again, and I'll just take notes. Like I'll retake notes again and say, oh yeah, like we talked about, flesh maintenance. I think that's hysterical. And I'll kind of try to throw it into like the 2-sentence description of the episode or something. Or I'll talk about the running, or what we talked about the running method. I'll immediately say, oh, put YouTube video of the running method or a link to the running method. And I'll just go through it. This is what I do with my podcast too, so that I don't forget.
Let's alternate then. And so if you do the first one, then I'll follow your format, because we're both, busy.
Well, you're going to capture them. So where do you want to post it in order to get it to me?
Well, I was thinking just like a Google Drive, or
do you have something like that you can use? That's
cool. I can upload it into our channel and keep it private, and then you can go in and edit it
through it. Yeah, that's cool too.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I was just trying to think, because and I honestly could probably set it up to where I record as well, just to make it, like you said, reciprocal. So then I have it and I have to upload it. So let me check that out too.
Actually, that's a good idea. I think if you log into my Zoom account, then it's like on your end.
Right.
Is that, I think, right?
Yeah, no, I follow what you're saying. Yeah. So then I'm in control pretty much. I'm the presenter.
And for everybody else out there that does listen to this at some point, I think that we should, because when this comes through, it comes through as audio and a video. We could push that audio right into a podcast.
I love it. Yeah.
And we do two at the same time, video and we just do it while we're doing it. And now we have a podcast that people they don't have to see the video. They can have the thing.
I agree. That's perfect. Good. And then, like you said, we can even bust out some of the, we could even transcribe some of them with quotes and stuff and use that, post that to social media or whatever. I love all that.
I like it.
Because I know on Buzzsprout, you can transcribe it straight from Buzzsprout too for podcasts and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just click a button and it spits the whole entire text out.
I did not know. I switched to Buzzsprout because of you. Oh my God, dude! I found out I'm going to have a guest here soon. She's the first female full-time hitting coach. She got hired by the Yankees.
Oh, shut up! That's awesome. I didn't hear this.
She's a friend of a friend that I used to work with, and I didn't know she before she got hired with the Yankees. I was trying to get her on my show because she was a hitting coach for like Houston or something like that. And I said, hey, I'd love to. And then I saw the announcement come out, and I sent her an Instagram. I said, well, now that you're big time, I probably won't get you on the show. She's like, no, I'd love to do the show. Hit me in the grab my email and send me the info. And let's do it. And so it's going to be really cool, man.
Set it up for sure, dude. That's what it's all about. Talk about positive life shit. That's it right there in a nutshell.
Yeah, man. No, so yeah, well, if we're going to throw it out there, so No Booze 30, it's nobooze30.com. You can sign up for free. It's a free program. We're not charging. We're just trying to change people's lives. You know what I mean? And then how's the show? I haven't heard I was listening to your show the other day, but it was the New Year's resolution show. Have you been doing it since you've been down for the count? Are you not going forward with it this year?
Yes, I definitely will. And I just did my second Dakota interview because I said, that I want to interview Dakota every single year on her winter break. So I just interviewed Dakota again and posted that up there.
Oh, I remember the first one. I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah, this one's hysterical, dude. You should hear her. You can hear her and my influence on her. She'll start to talk about time, and she'll start to talk about like all these different concepts, and you're like, this chick is 8?
Oh, I can't wait to hear that, dude.
But then she's like, what you need to do is when you face your fears, you tell that fear to F off. I'm like, Dakota, relax. I'm like, relax. I'm like, it's all good.
I'm still your dad.
Yeah, she's like, but she was talking about how she, like you face your fears and how you overcome, challenges and stuff. And she's like, you just got to tell your mind, to do it and stuff. And you can hear it. It's
good for you, man. You're putting some very, very powerful and, deep thoughts in a kid's head that can can process those over the course of her life that maybe we didn't learn until our 30s or whatnot.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's hysterical listening to her, talk and answer me sometimes. When I think that I'm talking over her head, she'll turn around and say something that'll blow my mind, and I'm just like, whoa, so it's awesome.
That's so fun. Yeah. Cool, brother.
You'll get there, man.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. I can't wait. I love every day. I got to figure out a way that I can not be we'll still make money, but not be in the tied to a desk somewhere and spend no time with pain, because I need.
It'll happen.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It will. It'll happen to everybody. That's just the way that the world is moving. So it's a snowball effect, and it'll all get there. Everyone will be mobile and hostile eventually, dude.
Mobile and hostile.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're back in the gym, man. I'm feeling good.
Hell yeah! I was just there before I hit this up, and I smell like chlorine because I was in the hot tub. I love that smell. That makes me feel like I'm on vacation. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm putting a triathlon on the books this year.
Oh, yeah. You were saying something about marathon or triathlon or something. I'm going to do a duathlon. That was what mine is. Yep, it's in Schaumburg here. It's a bike and run. So you run, bike, run.
Oh, so there's 3 things, but you just don't swim. You only do 2 modalities, but you still do 3 legs.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. I thought
they call it a duathlon still, though.
That makes sense. But I thought that you only would do 2 things, but no, you do 2 things, but you still do 3 sets or whatever, right? Or whatever you call it.
Yeah, 3 stages.
3 stages. Yep. There you go.
Oh, dang it.
When is it?
My headset just went dead.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. We could call it. When is it, though?
Oh, it's in like the middle of the summer. I got to double check the date with Rach because she's done it the last 2 years. And I've just been her bike caddy, but she asked me this past year, and I was like, well, I'll start running because I don't run. Because like you said, I wasn't a runner. I'll start running, and then once I get 3K or so under my belt where I can do that no problem, then I'll sign up and do it. And she's like, okay. So then the minute that I got out of the hospital and I got that catheter removed, I turned around and looked at her and go, I'm in for the duathlon. And she's like, what? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm in for that duathlon this summer. And she's like, yo, you sure? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm 100% positive. I'll be ready to rock, Don't worry about that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I went to a gong bath
yeah.
So we went to this thing, and Jenny went with me. It was a couple hours long, and you set your intentions, and they talk, and we did some yoga, and then all of a sudden the guy had like 5 gongs, and he's like, these are gonna vibrate your body. It was cool. And then he walked around somewhere. We did this whole thing, and oh shit, dude, I don't know even where I was gonna go with it because now,
baby.
But yeah, we just it was something new, and it really resonated with me, but it was cool. Damn it. So you said something about, and then it got me thinking about gong bath. Oh, well, we'll let it go till next time.
No, that's perfect. That's what happens. We get to this point.
Yeah.
We start to go on a tangent, and then we forget where we were going with that tangent.
I know.
We've done this a couple of times, actually.
Yeah. And that was probably back before when it was happening a lot, is when my brain was preoccupied.
Eventually the battery just
yeah, it's just like, it's so funny with my little one with Payne, because tonight we were reading books about the ocean and whatnot, and then he's like, and then what is he gonna eat? Or you could see how tired he was, and then we went into bed. I started reading a book. He's just like out. Yeah. It's like he couldn't,
man.
Well, thanks, dude. I love this time. And I'm happy that you're feeling better.
For Wednesday too, because I was kind of depressed too that we couldn't talk on Monday, but of course, I understand. I'm in the same boat sometimes too, and I've had to cancel as well. So not a big deal. But I was just pumped that you're like, nope, let's go right back at it on Wednesday. Let's do it. So that was awesome.
I really wanted to get time, and like the Mondays, there was a time there, like you and I were cooking on Mondays. Like there were like 3 or 4 Mondays in a row we hit it, and Mondays seemed to work for me. So let's just keep that going, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. I appreciate it, my man.
You know it.
The dishes. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
I'm going to do them right now. That's good. I'm going to talk about it on my show in the morning about doing the dishes.
Now you have no choice because I just called you out.
Yeah, you sure did. That's awesome.
Thanks again, brother.
Let's do this again soon. All right, man. See you.
Bye.
Bye.